Congratulations on the film. I've had the chance to already be able to see it, and it's honestly so funny. And I'm cannot wait for people to see it. So, first, how did you get involved with this project?
I don't know. So my character, I play Nancy Buck. She is a principal of a high school that Chloe Coleman's character Sophie attends, um, and they find themselves in Italy because their school choir is really good. But there's also a couple other reasons. Um, so when I was, because you know, I was real when the project I never know how to phrase this because it's tricky to say like, oh, I chose this project because we're grateful to work,
Yeah.
you know. When the project though came to me through whatever, like however that stuff happens, I was really surprised that um that they thought of me. And I was really honored and really grateful because my character has some secrets. I like to say that, she has her own sense of justice. Um, her name is Nancy Buck. I was just eating it up. Wigs and action and fun and Italy.
Mhm.
Um, I was just thrilled. It will always be a pretty important filming experience for me because working with such a talented cast, getting asked to do a role that really could have gone male, female, it really could have been across the board. I had the privilege of playing Nancy Beck, and and we had this incredibly supportive and unbelievable cast. Dave is our lead. He is like this gentle Pied Piper. He is just so thoughtful, laughing at everything, even like the really dumb stuff like that I would do, um, that I knew wasn't exactly working. He would just laugh, made me feel so good. But yeah, so I I hope I get to play I don't know, to put it, I guess, delicately, duplicity. I love it's That's always really fun when you have a character who has is suppressing something like constipation.
Yeah, exactly. I do have to ask though, because you say, often actors are like, well, I was approached for the role. They thought, I would make, when they wrote this character or they were creating this character, they thought of me. Have you ever come across a time though where they approach you with the character and you're like, what did you see in me that reflects with this character?
That is a really good question. I mean, partly because it feels like it just happened to me. Um, but I'm the kind of pleaser actor.
People pleaser. I love it.
I feel like if I'm Gisella's foot trying to sometimes shove it into Cinderella's shoe, um, yes. So, but the truth of the matter is, Megan, I don't think it happens very frequently. I think, in fact, like 90% of the time, there's a lack of creativity in casting. So, this industry can view you very much as spoof movie person, or Amelia Earhart person or whatever, like, there's a cemented mentality. So I wish I could tell you, oh yeah, I get offers like that are outside of the box frequently. Um but having said that, Megan, have you seen me in a performance where you're like, because I've definitely felt it.
No, that's why, because like I said, there's certain times where an actor, is given a role and us as an audience, we're like, that is such a strange casting. And then you watch the movie and you're like, holy cow, no, this is not a strange casting at all. Like, and so we always, a lot of me when I was talking with my journalist friends always kind of wonder, like, do the actors ever feel the same way like we do when they get the news that they're like, hey, this person wants me to play this, and they're like, this is so out of the box, but I actually love that you're willing to let me play out of the box.
100%. 100%. And I think I think like a movie like Pulp Fiction, like, well, like Robert Downey Jr., like all, like the inventive casting, it's always wonderful to be taken by surprise,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, that's why I asked the question, because I mean, this case, the role is just perfect for you. So that's why I was like, when you mentioned you had been approached, I was like, oh, I wonder if she ever
No,
had.
it's an insightful question.
Yeah.
I wish that I had more opportunity to be like, I can't do that. Instead, I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm like chomping at the bit to to expand.
Mhm. And so, especially in this film, you've already said like had the chance to work with an amazing amount of cast members here. Especially, you mentioned Dave Bautista. Did you find that as you said, Dave was laughing at everything? Did you find you kind of had a bit more freedom to take risks with your comedic moments?
Yes, I did. However, and I so appreciate Pete for this. Pete Siegel, our director, he wants, and I think it's really successful that our fight sequences are filled with tension. We do have stakes, at risk, high stakes, and so he did tell me twice. I feel like I can only say this now that I feel like I've been around the block for a second. But he told me, like he would say really gently, very sweetly. He would say, maybe this take, try to do a little less with your face. I'm like, how do I do that? My like I think over my career, I think the slow realization of my inability to stop my face from making faces has what's given me a degree of longevity. Bye.
It's all about the nonverbal acting, as you've said, and
Yeah.
especially someone like you who is very facial, your facial expressions sometimes make the performance. To have the director's like, maybe a little less,
Yeah.
like it
And
can be challenging.
but it's an awesome exercise. Like I kept thinking about, not that this is a weird reference because I would never, nor have I ever viewed myself as any kind of model of any kind. But I remember Tyra Banks being like, just smile with your eyes. And I remember that, like, okay, act with just your eyes. Act only eyeball acting right now. But it's good, it's good for me. And it was awesome. It's just fun.
And so, for my final question for you, how would you sum up your entire experience with this film?
Oh, I would say it's like it was I was so grateful, like, to have this experience at this time in my life. At that time in my life, it was last year, but because I after I kind of quarantined a little hard. Like I really was puzzling up a storm. I had like my own puzzle coach in my head. He has a British accent. Like I was knitting hats. My family's tired of hats now. Um, so to have this expansive, supportive, exciting um, experience at that time in my life felt, I know this is so lame, Megan, but it really felt rejuvenating. And just I just remember laughing all the time. We had incredible experiences. Amazon was amazing to us. Um, yeah, I know it's a little sappy, isn't it?
No, it's not at all. Like if like you said, like you just went from COVID where you kind of, like you said, you were doing everything that everyone else was doing in COVID. And then to get to do an experience like this, that does kind of just, it is rejuvenating. It's refreshing. And to hear that you got to experience that is absolutely amazing.
Thanks, Megan. Yeah, it felt that way to me, and I think that that's like when I think about this experience, I can't not smile. Um, so yeah, I really appreciate it, and thank you. You asked beautiful questions.
Well, thank you for taking your time to speak with me. And I'm so excited for everyone to see the film.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you.